In this custom showcase, we'll be looking at my custom Marvel Legends style 200x Skeletor. This is a custom recently finished up. This is a Marvel Legends style 2000X Skeletor. I've been working on this on and off again between projects. Really took a break on it for a while, and it's been sitting in my work in progress box. So I decided to go ahead and get through the push and finish this out. I started this project last year. I did a 2000X style He-Man. Recently updated when the Icarus figure came out, using the Icarus head on that body. Makes for an excellent He-Man. I always like the designs for 2000X and the character designs. So I wanted to go ahead and finish up my Skeletor, go along with the He-Man. I like the Marvel Legends scale. I have lots of stuff in this scale, so I like to have my He-Man and Skeletor in the same lines. Big thing is I use a lot of parts from the 2000X Skeletor, kind of doing like a little homage to the original figure in the current pose. But that's one of the things with the 2000X, you had really cool design of the characters, but the articulation was very limited. You had hinge and swivel arms and swivel wrist. That's it for the arms. You had a waist twist and hinge and swivel hips. That is it for articulation. Legs are one piece. The arms, bracers, all that's piece, and no elbows. You got a swivel at the head. And that's it. They have there's an electronics chip in the bottom of these too. So not a lot of articulation on these things, but they look really cool. I always like the design of these. That's actually one of the things that got me into customizing. Was I saw people back in the day using DCUC figures, the old DC Universe Classics figures, making articulated versions using these 2000X figures and making customs with those. That's one of the things that inspired me to get into customizing way back when, back on Figure Realm. I'm kind of revisiting that. That's kind of what I did with here. Revisited my original custom. One of my very first customs was a He-Man I made on DCUC body. So these are all solid pieces here on the original figure. So I ended up chopping these up, hauling them, separate the knee guard from the boot pieces. I hollowed out as much as I can of the 2000X legs. Same with the arm bracers. I cut these off, hollow them out, made them slip on pieces. And the loincloth piece, took that and hollowed it out where it can slide up onto the figure. With the shin guards, I hollowed out from probably down to here after cutting off the knee guard piece. Same with the foot, hollowed out to here. And the donor figure was a Rock Python, Marvel Legends Rock Python, because it's light blue. This is the same body buck, basically. And what I did for that, the Rock Python, I'd cut the parts up and spliced them into the boot pieces. I cut the ankle off, the hollowed out part at the bottom. Insert it here. Same with the feet on the 2000X. These are 2000X Skeletor feet that I cut and turned them into Marvel Legends style articulation on them. I cut the U-shape out, drill the pegs in the front, make them compatible with the Marvel Legends ankles. I didn't use the Rock Python arms because I never liked these Grim Reaper arms. I used Blue Marvel arms. These will, from the bicep down, will plug into the Grim Reaper shoulders. And one thing I did too, I clearanced down the shoulders. The Grim Reaper body mold has a nasty habit of chewing up the shoulders. If you you can't articulate straight up, it starts digging in immediately. So I smoothed that down and cut out some of the material on the shoulders on my custom to allow for range of movement and not to be able to have to worry about paint rub, scratching the paint. Now look, you can get these to fake it with the Grim Reaper. You see this little shape through here. Bring your arm up there, then just twist your bicep. But you're not going to get up high unless you want to go ahead and just dig into it. It's digging into that shoulder. That's as far as you're going to get. So, and you can see it marred it up right there. This is a donor figure too. It's going to be a custom fodder anyway, so I was going to do it again today when I start this custom, I probably would use something like this. The Vulcan mold with the blue body, and would be a good base for this as well. The armor was a direct, the upper chest armor was a direct fit. I did make it secure when I put it on. Put a drop of glue on each side of these straps so I don't have to worry about them popping off, because the chest is thicker than the 2000X figure. It's a little tight and it can easily pop off when you're articulating the figure. For the head sculpt, I actually found this on Cult 3D. There's an artist on there. I'll put a link down in the description down below. He does a lot of really cool He-Man's MOTU style heads. And I purchased a file from him to print this head. And I love that head sculpt. This is actually he's actually got this with a hood as well. I got the one without the hood. Well, has a hood folded down piece that I can print out. But I liked it with this because I've had this hood for a long time. I've already hauled it out. I think I got this from Casting Cave a long time back. It was like a Dr. Doom head or something he cast. And I hauled the casting out and made a functional hood. Well, not functional, but hollowed out where I can slide over top the head. And I used epoxy too, form fitted it to the head, so nice and secure. So overall, I think it turned out really nice. A lot of shading. The custom mixed the blue for the skin tone. Then I did a blue wash, and then dry brushed that lighter blue back over top of that to get some depth and shading. The purple, it's a Tester's purple. Then I did the washes on with Mr. Color, like a copper, for all the copper on the figure. He has all the articulation of modern Marvel Legends figure. You got your ball joint hips, you got your thigh swivels, double joint knees, double joint elbows, hinge and swivel shoulders, bicep swivels, double joint elbows, swivel hands. The hands are actually from the 2000X Skeletor as well. And what I did, you can see, he doesn't hold the sword well. What I did, these are the hands from the figure. These are just swivel wrist. I took the hands from Blue Marble. I cut everything out around the hinges and grafted them onto the 2000X hands. So I can have hinge and swivel wrist for this Skeletor. Just plug in like any Marvel Legends figure. Also have a few extra sets of hands. Pose them up one thing through with the big 2000X Skeletor feet. He is pretty stable. These are the Rock Python grip hands. Paint those up to match the figure. This is from the green jumpsuit Red Skull. With the vertically hinged hand. I want to have one where I can actually, change it out where I can pose and the Havoc staff for the sword. So I have a vertically hinged hand for that. That's it. I'm really happy with how this turned out. And I'm kind of curious to see what Mondo gives us when they end up doing their 2000X figures. Curious what the price point on those are going to be too. They're supposed to be 1/12 scale. And what is their 1/12 scale? So many people say they make 1/12 scale figures and they're all over the place in scale. It's Marvel Legends, more like a 1/11 scale than a 1/12 scale. But anyway, thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time.